previous lesson video, we addressed objective 8 with the work breakdown structure, organizational breakdown structure, and responsibility assignment matrix, RAM. And in the video for problem 2, we addressed the objective C, estimate the activity duration. And now in this video, I'm going to go over objective B, categorize project schedule and scheduling method. So let's start with the time of schedule. In a typical project, you have the first is the master schedule. So basically a summarized higher level schedule, we call it master. And then for each of the high level activity, so in the master schedule, we can break it down further and we call it detailed schedule. And that is schedule level 2. And then when we go about to execute each packages, each work in the project, we plan in a shorter term, and typically we call it 3-week look ahead. So what is 1 week in the past, and then another 3-week look ahead, what we are going to plan to do for that time of work. So that is the typical 3 time of schedule in the project. And now I'm going to show you those difference between the master schedule, detailed schedule, and 3-week look ahead in a power plant project. That is the Edwardsport project. You see the master schedule, so as you can see, complicated multi-billion-dollar project. For the critical path, it's shown on the red here, and that's only needs 1.5 pages, so as you can see there. So that is the master schedule, typically high level activity and only a few activity even in the complex project. And then you have the detailed schedule that address all of the activity in the master schedule, that break it down into further to the lower level. And as you can see here, look at the page that we have for this same Edwardsport project, Duke Energy Edwardsport power plant project, as you can see here. And for this project, you see the number of pages, 372 pages. And let's see, you see the how many activity in one page. If you count it, about 30 to 40 activities. So think about that. And it's 372 pages. Each page have 40 activity, 30 activity. You time that, it can have thousands, 10,000 of activities in a complex project at the same like a power plant project that I showed you in here. So for the activity, it had 10,000 of activities. So that is the detailed schedule, and that you cannot go every day with that detailed schedule. That see the overall work with level detail. Then we have, let's look at the next 3 weeks, what we are going to do. So break it down further, print out one snapshot of this detailed schedule, and then we have that either 3-week look ahead. And as you can see the title there, and this is another power plant project, the Warner Energy Center, and 3-week look ahead schedule. So as you can see here, in the row, we have different activities, and for each work, you have what happened in the previous week, and this previous week is actual. Let's see grounding. Previous week, Monday, allocate 6 workers, Tuesday 5, Wednesday 6, and then Thursday and Friday 6. And then what you plan for the next 3 weeks, and that's why we call 3 weeks look ahead. The first week, 4 people for that same work grounding. The second week, 4 people, and the final week is 2 people each day. So that is the look ahead, more detail with resources required to execute certain activity on the detailed schedule that I showed you previously in here. So that is the 3-week look ahead. So that out of the time of schedule. And now you wonder, with this method, what software they are going to use, but more specifically, what time of the method that we can use for scheduling, and that I'm going to discuss next. So in this slides, it shows you the different method for project scheduling. Come from the simple to the most complicated. So color graph, simple, Gantt chart or bar chart, I think you already know that. And another variant is linked bar chart. And then the network analysis system. So you use critical path method that we are going to discuss in the next lessons, 2 lessons. Program evaluation and review technique, PERT, we also discussed in this class. The other network analysis system we call graphical evaluation and review technique, GERT. We are not discussing this method, GERT, in this class. Life balance or linear scheduling, we will discuss that as well. And then real project can combine any of those methods. So let's discuss color graph and Gantt chart in today's class, and then the other network method we'll discuss in the future lessons that come in weeks. So color graph, and you can see one example here that easy to convey, even people don't have to learn project scheduling, something we learn in this class. Just here, one example in Mandala Parkway construction schedule built in Oakland City, California, Northern California. So you can see color, each portion of the road, they can put different color. And so when it completed, example, the light blue that you can see here, that is the west side, West Grand to 14th Street, completion June 2005. So when you can read that without learning, you know, oh, that one going to complete June 2005. So when you drive through, you may try to avoid that area. So that is the easy to communicate the schedule to the public, general publics or construction worker when you have color. Another variant of the color graph can be applied in physical work that we do on site or even design. So that I give you a foundation example here for the first week and for the foundation, and we learn through it can have three major activities: form work, put rebar, and then placing concrete. On the first week, October 29th, there's nothing complete, so not started. And then the red one is in progress and green one is completed. And then go to the next 2. Use the color. So you see from work, we have the green, 1/4 is green. It means that we have 25% complete. 25% is in progress. And then for the fixings, rebar, footing rebar fixings, and you can see that it's 25% complete. So that with our knowledge of scheduling, color graph is very easy to communicate with anyone with no background in a higher complicated method that we are going to use, color graph. And then continue to the next week. You can see form work now 50% complete, 25% in progress, and then for the rebar 50% complete. Placing concrete, nothing done in the week number 3. Go to week number 4, you have form work 100% complete, rebar 75% complete, 25% in progress, and then we already place 50% of the concrete. The final week, everything green, 100% complete. So that easy to convey the ideas, your plan to general public or to the people that have no background in project scheduling. So that is color graph. The next one is simple method is called Gantt chart or bar chart. So each activity represented by horizontal bar, and the bar length is activity duration. So it's scale for the duration with the bar. Horizontal axis, time scale, it can be days, weeks, or months, depends on how long the project, so you can set in accordingly. and not showing the interdependency of activities. That is the one drawback of the Gantt chart. Don't show the relationship between the activity. It can be added the vertical arrow, so the logic sequence, and that we call it link bar chart, or can show the float. Example for the formwork, the foundation example that we use in color graph that I showed you earlier here with 4 weeks, 5 weeks of works, as you can see there, we can be able to convert that in the Gantt chart. Footing formwork, the first 4 weeks, rebar fixings, the last 4 weeks, and concrete placings, the last 2 weeks. So that you can see that can address in here 5 weeks, last 4 weeks, and then the last 2 weeks, as you can see there. So that is the Gantt chart. So color graph Gantt chart can be used interchange, and later on in the next lessons you can be able to use other method, introduce another network analysis method that more complicated, but it address and give more information, more meaningful information in terms of the project schedule. And this is the example of bar chart that used in daily life, and that I can, as you can see, I can accept online. It means that to general public to see what is the plan. In this case, the construction schedule for the California Memorial Stadium. That project that I just showed you in the previous lesson video about the work breakdown structure. So with that one, as you can see, design planning, environmental review, until the finishing on for the game preparation for the football, college football, and it show you the bar chart, the timeline when it going to complete. So those are the simple scheduling method that I go over in these videos, color graph and Gantt chart. In the next video, you will learn the sequence, how to develop the sequence between the activities to prepare for the next lesson when we learn the network analysis. Specifically, we will learn a critical path method, CPM.